And Jonathan Kaplan is here also. God, we're old, huh? Anything you particularly remember? It was 10 days. We don't remember a big deal.
Yeah, the day that we did Mary, when you directed it with Mary running and stabbing Candy, that night comes back.
Well, it comes back because I was so busy with my Mario Bava homage that I kept doing scenes over and over, and John Davison came up and said, I'm pulling the plug in 5 minutes. And we hadn't shot the scene where Mary gets, we see that it's her. And that was, everybody was really mad at me.
That was like a 22-hour day or something.
Oh, God, what's this? Hello?
Come on.
Hello?
Hello.
What was that?
Well, we try to explain it.
Explain what?
The movie.
It's wonderful. It's marvelous. I don't remember too much about it. I'm kind of in a haze. But this is the first time I've seen it since its release.
Oh.
So, and I'm amazed at how it's held up.
The color's still good. Yes, and the sound is still there. And we mixed this picture in 1 day, which is why you can't understand some of it. The idea here was obviously that we all wanted to make our first picture now, and Alan and I were quite aware of what we didn't know. So we figured if we surrounded ourselves on the set with real directors, Jonathan had already directed a bunch of pictures for Roger, and Paul Bartel had directed some pictures, and we thought, well, if we get in trouble, these guys will bail us out. And it was true. The first scene that I was doing in the swamp with Paul and the girls, I shot it, and there's a tremendous hurry in New World Pictures. You got to move on to the next scene real quick. And I was just about to break it up, and Jonathan came up to me and said, "Don't get a close-up. Don't get a close-up. We won't be able to cut together." And I did, and he was right. And when I got in the editing room, and it was like, well, I would have been screwed if I hadn't gotten that close-up. So it was a good idea.
Yeah, and all the people played the crew with the crew.
Yeah, the whole deal is that everything you see, all the supporting players for the most part are actually the crew members, and the equipment and stuff is all ours. And we were just trying to make as much as we could out of having no money and no resources. Nothing.
How many days?
10 days.
2 directors, no waiting.
2 directors, no waiting. That was our motto. I would be on one side of the hill and I'd shoot a scene, and when I yelled cut, Alan would have been taking that time to prepare his version on the other side with hopefully different actors. And then he would call action, and while he was shooting, I'd set up the next scene. And so it was actually pretty efficient. And we also learned the secrets of putting down one dolly track and pointing it in 6 different ways and making it look like 6 different locations. But we really lucked out with Candy Rossum, who was quite a popular star of drive-in movies at the time, and had done a number of these pictures, and was a total professional, and was also a really sweet girl. And there's a lot of her in this picture. In fact, remember when we did the drive-in scene, and she has to drunkenly complain about how she doesn't like the movie she's been making. Roger, it was the only thing Roger made us cut out when he saw the picture. Because he said, this is just a little too close to home.
And he wanted us to keep the scene where he said, this is a $75 shirt.
Yeah, Roger liked the
He's a good producer. He deserves that shirt.
Well, I remember that we decided to do the on-camera interviews because of Day for Night. We thought, oh yeah, like Truffaut. We'll do like Truffaut.
And the buzz-off card scene was, so we were supposed to be doing our shot list. Right, and we thought, delighted to see.
We made up all that stuff.
But there's the sequence where they're all running to get the camera equipment on the truck. And we had shot all night with the scene in the stabbing, and 2 hours of sleep, we were out in Chatsworth, drove back, shot all day, and the sun was setting. I remember that, and it was 1 take, and we could do 2 takes, and it was not good. And our first AD, Terry Schwartz, gave us a dressing down. And she said, come on, we got some energy here, we can't let everyone down, and you got to get in that truck, and you got to get that truck out of here. Come on, everyone, remember, no matter how tired you are, these are the good old days. And that woman today is the head of film at Loyola Marymount.
That's right.
And Todd McCarthy's in there.
There's a lot of people.
Yeah,
Joe
McBride. John Ford Authority is the guy in the drive-in.
The rapist.
The rapist. And the scene, tell me who shot the footage in the drive-in, the sexual beast.
Who shot it? Yeah. Well, for those of you who are real trivia buffs, and when they go to the drive-in and there's the scene of these two monsters screwing, that's actually footage shot by Francis Coppola for a Russian science fiction movie that Roger wanted to add monsters to. And we found in our editing room this footage of this kid with a crew cut and pimples and a big horn and glasses. And he had one monster in one hand, and in the other hand he had a big tureen of fake blood. And he was pouring it all over this stuff. And the clips that we used aren't actually the ones that are in the movie Battle Beyond the Stars. These are actually outtakes that we found. And if I had saved that footage, I could have blackmailed. But the other thing is Paul Bartel, who was... And a lot of the time when he's doing his Imperious director bit, he's actually doing his Roger Corman impression. And Roger, of course, never ever sounded like that, but Paul had this way of making Roger sound like that. And so when he's a Mary, that's just soothing. And that's always the way Paul would say Roger talked to him.